Let's play some hockey. Tonight.
Energetic, passionate, and savvy. Gouche Live. Brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gouche.
Hey, welcome to another Gouche Live right here at the Bottom Line. This is our first of many where we're going to be here, pregame show, of course, for your Toronto Maple Leafs, talking about all the NHL and all the great things that have gone along. I got some great guests. I got Derek Gluck. Lucky's going to be coming in and talking to you about your Leafs. And then Stephen Ellis from the Hockey News is just down the street. He's at Scotiabank Centre, going to line us all up for the Tampa Bay Lightning versus your Toronto Maple Leafs. I am here at the Bottom Line, the best seats of the house by Molson's for the Bottom Line. I got my good buddy Chuck Bassey taking some pictures, Conrad Jagla, and of course my good buddies right at the table eating pizza. All right, listen, let's get right into it. There is breaking news. And the breaking news comes from the Hockey News, Sports Illustrated, and our good people at Fired Up Network. Brought to you by my good buddy Jordan LaRoche. Jordan.
Hey, Gooch.
It's a sad day for Jordan LaRoche, let me tell you. Sad day.
If anything, it's a little bit of relief. I mean, anytime I see a notification from Twitter on my phone, it's, oh my God. And it's never usually the news until this morning. Jack Eichel has been traded to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Incredible. Hey, you know, I'm here at the Bottom Line. We got music going on. We got a full house. The place is rocking, obviously, for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. But let's talk about the trade. Do you like it? Is it something? I know you wanted him in New York. However, he is going to Las Vegas. He's not going to play. I think what I read is 5 to 6 months. Is it a good deal for who won in your eyes, who won the deal?
I mean, it's going to be really tough to say right now, but I think Vegas has. I mean, I just don't think that return they got for Eichel they could have got a better return from someone else. I mean, the Rangers were looking at 2 prospects, a goaltender, and another NHL-ready player or another first-round pick. So I think they could have gotten a better deal somewhere else, but Kevin Adams, the GM there, made it pretty clear that he didn't want Eichel to stay in the Eastern Conference. He wanted to go. He wanted to get him out of the East so they don't have to face him 3-4 times a year. Which, I mean, he can't really blame him for that.
No question. And he's been a little bit of a distraction over the years. Now that he's gone, the Jack Eichel era is over in Buffalo. What's really important, they got Alex Tuck. I like this kid, a first-round draft pick for the Minnesota Wild, 18th overall, 55 games last year. He had 18 goals, 15 assists for 33 points. A very reputable scoring opportunity for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and now that he'll go to Buffalo, where he'll probably play a bigger offensive role. This guy's a legitimate 20 to 25 goal scorer. Your thoughts on what you said? I heard you say, sorry, it's a little loud here, so I'm trying to battle through the sign language. I think I heard you say that they could have got more, but Alex Tuck can go in that lineup right now and perform. So I think they're comfortable.
Yeah, and I was kind of looking around. The Calgary Flames offer was had Matthew Tkachuk in it as well. But I think the big part of this deal is Peyton Krebs. If he pans out, I mean, everyone's looking at this guy to be an absolute stud in the next few years. He had 5 points in 2 games with the Golden Knights AHL team, Henderson, this year. So, I mean, this guy could come up and surprise a couple of people. I mean, he's a very good junior player, very good at the World Juniors. For a 17th overall pick. So, I mean, kind of just hope for the best for him.
Well, we won't know until Eichel gets in the lineup. It'll probably more next year than this year to see who actually won this trade. It may even take a couple of years. Hey, Jordan, thank you for stepping up and talking to us a little bit about the breaking news. Everybody was waiting for it. I knew you were waiting for it. And Las Vegas pulled the trigger. And I think both teams are going to win. I think Buffalo got a very good player in Alex Tuck. Hey, thanks, buddy. Hey, you know who's up next? Derek Luck. And I'm waiting for Stephen Ellis. He's over at the Scotiabank. He'll be bringing us a live update of what's going on in the Scotiabank for the Toronto Maple Leafs, of course, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both teams on a 3-game winning streak. Somebody is going to lose tonight. So let's get Derek Luck to find out who thinks.
Sorry, I got to put my trophy away. I'll be right. Hang on. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I gotta put that off. Oh, it's my daughter. Hang on, let me just tell her I'm busy right now. Hang on.
All right, you tell her busy.
Yeah, I'm live right now on a podcast. I'll call you
Hey,
back.
we got Derek Luck right here, of course.
right.
The Super Bowl. He's got the. This is an NHL story about your Toronto Maple Leafs, not about the Super Bowl.
I just want to show them what a trophy looks like because we probably haven't seen any hardware in this town in a while, right? So that's the
Blue Jays
Lombardi.
won 90. Did the Blue Jays win in 92, 93?
Yeah, that's 30 years ago.
And the Argos won the Grey Cup, so let's not forget
that. Doesn't count.
Hey,
Argos. Fuck. Crazy.
Listen, I'm here at the bottom line, as you can hear.
Yeah.
The place is jammed.
Wings
really
are the best wings
Cowley.
in Toronto, right there.
No question. Brought to you by the good people at Fired Up Network, Marty Roberts, and of course, Joe are going to be joining me after show on Saturday night called Leafs Forever. They may have to change that name. Listen, let's get right into the Leafs right now. You talked about Jack Campbell. I want to go right there right now because you and I had an opportunity a couple of days to talk. You like what's going on? I'm still not convinced. 4-0 win against the Vegas Golden Knights, a formidable opponent, no question. But don't plan to parade with him yet. Talk to us about Jack Campbell.
Well, like I told you before, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to the Leafs. They didn't give up a lot. His confidence gets going. We get a number one or a number two defenseman in front of him. I think he's the real deal. I mean, I'm sure Colorado could have used him, seeing that goal they gave up in overtime last night. So a lot of teams wanted Campbell. He's got potential, real potential. I mean, this guy to me is the real deal. I believe it in my heart. He's got passion. He's funny. He's charismatic. Once he gets that confidence, and when he first came here, he was kind of like a patient at a psycho hospital because he was all over the place. Oh my God, I blew it for the team, but now he's starting to realize, hey, I can play here. I'm in the big leagues.
Well, we had an opportunity to see him, obviously, on All or Nothing. I saw him cry a couple times, so I'm a little bit worried about it. Hey, love your new studio, Gouche. Listen, I love your studio too, Lucky. We lost the bird
Well,
seats.
because the kids are here, and so I took it to the bedroom and just said, you know what, I'll be quiet here. I got my water, my trophies, my shoes, that kind of stuff. Blackbird Bakery. Best bakery right there.
Good plug for the bakery. I'm waiting for our bread. Hey, listen, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning coming in, obviously with a 3-game winning streak. Stamkos versus Matthews tonight. Vasilevsky against Campbell. I think it's a really good show.
But no Kucherov, right? No Kucherov?
No Kucherov. Yeah, he'll come back for the playoffs. But what I really
just
think
in time for the playoffs
tonight, what's good for tonight is we're going to see where the Toronto Maple Leafs stack up because Tampa is now playing the way they can. So we're going to get an opportunity to see if the top 6 of the Toronto Maple Leafs can deal with the top 6 of the Tampa Bay Lightning. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think. I mean, this is one game, so it's really hard to judge the Leafs. Though we do judge them game by game. It's probably the only team in the league that has so many eyes, on them on a daily basis. That if he goes to the washroom more than twice, it's reported. So I think it's going to be a big game, a big test for them. I hope they play. I mean, it's always tough when you're playing a team and they're missing their best player. And I think that because those other guys step up in that role, and they got a lot of leaders on that team and points and this and that. I know. I'll see what happens. Riley's got the new contract now. I really like that Marner's starting to get his confidence again. We all knew that Mitch Marner's a great player. Let's be honest. But when you suck around misery for so long, you kind of get some stuck on you. And I think that's what's going on until we get out of this funk. Like I said, shut off the social media, shut off the internet for a little while, a little uniformity with the uniforms and come into the park together. I don't know if they play paintball together or whatever they do at night, but they should do it together a little more often because we have talent. No one's doubted the talent on the Leafs. What we don't have is unity and grit. We don't have a good grit guy. The grit guys are old that we have.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's talk about the Leafs. They beat Vegas 4-0 other night. Very
great game.
Good goal by Marner too. They beat Detroit 5-4.
No, that was a great goal.
Chicago.
That wasn't a good goal. That was a great goal. It showed his hands and it showed his patience. Yep. Sorry to cut you off there. I apologize.
No worries.
Chicago, it's all that noise. I feel like I'm at a carnival or something. You might have to want to put a sound studio in there. I don't know about this.
Well, we're building this studio for us. Wayne was so excited for us to do the first pregame show, and we're so honored to have you on, Lucky.
Where's Cowles right now?
Wayne's, it's so busy here, he's actually serving the beer. It's incredible.
Yeah, he's not serving.
I wish I had the camera to turn it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, listen, I wanted to talk about now, obviously, when you see the players that Tampa Bay Lightning, Stamkos, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points in 9 games. Lawrence having a great year with 7 goals, 3 assists. Edmund, no goals but 9 assists.
Right.
And Nylander, when we go to the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think he has been worth his money. I know you call him Marshmallow Man, but he's been worth every penny this year. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Tavares, 3 goals, 5 assists. But the guy that I really like and a lot of Leafs like right now is Michael Bunting. 3 goals,
Love him.
3 assists, 6 points. Talk to us
I like
about
Bunting, and I agree with Barry. I mean, these are the players that are going to – but what's so sad is we're going to count on these guys. Whereas these guys shouldn't even be in the name. They shouldn't even be in the conversation, guys. When you got Marner, Matthews, Nylander, Riley, Tavares, Campbell, Muzzin, like all these other players they're on your team, why are we talking about Bunting? That tells you what's going on there is we need Bunting. And we need no more Bunting. We need some homers. So that's why Bunting is so relevant, is because we need him so bad. But he shouldn't even be in the conversation.
No question. You've been relying on 2 guys or 3 guys most of the
Well, when you spend that
years.
much money on 2 or 3 guys, you got to rely on them.
No, of course. But it is good to have secondary scoring. And that's what you have right now. You have a guy that's come from Scarborough. He's a hometown kid, as is Tavares. And you're starting to get these guys that know what it's like to play in this city. They know the demands that are on them. And yet they're performing. Because Michael Bunting, it's a big city here. And there's a pressure. And this kid has come through.
The day they signed him, I loved him. But what I'm kind of wondering about is, what's going on with Lionel Richie? Like, I don't hear any hit songs coming out of that guy. He's supposed to be the end all, couple platinum records. And Richie's like, he might as well be selling popcorn. Like, what's going on? I think
he is. You know what's going on, Lucky? He's dancing on the ceiling. He is just not the guy that we
it's a song out there. He's dancing in the dark, buddy. He'll do a little
I want to ask you this question.
And then what is that Platinum Blonde song? Standing in the dark. I'm standing in the dark. This could be my last mistake. That's Dubas. That's Dubas. I'm standing in the dark. Okay, go.
Hey, Jordan City's shaking his head saying, I've never heard that song.
Yeah, of course. You don't know who Platinum Blonde is. Look it up. They're a big band out of Toronto in the 80s.
All right, listen, I want to compare goaltenders right now. Jordan and I have had this conversation. It's really early to compare notes. But I think we just look at it for right now. Obviously, Vasilevsky, 5 wins, 2 losses with a 1 overtime loss, 2.46, 915 save percentage. And you are right. Look at what Campbell's done. 4-2-1 with 1 shutout, 1.9 goals against average for a 9.2.
Okay, and there's a factor you're missing there. Okay, let's go on the scale. Where's the salary? What are they paying their goalie?
Yeah, okay. I'm one of those guys, and you should be there too. You've been around long enough. Money should be put away. Like what's the
but you're going to compare. You're comparing them. But the problem is Campbell's way better value if you're comparing money
at this moment.
Yeah, he hasn't held the cup up. I get it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So tonight, what do you expect of this Toronto Maple Leaf team tonight? Obviously,
if we're not leading after the first period, we're done.
Really?
Yeah, I really think they've got to come out of the gate smashing. I mean, we've got to start hitting these guys right away. We're talking about playing the champs now, not the chumps. So we got to come out of the gate flying with a game plan, and we got to stick to it. The pucks have got to be moved out of our zone quick, because you ain't messing around with a team. This team's won cups. This team's current, and this team's got some grit. And they got a great goalie, and they got great defensemen in Hedman. So if we don't get ahead of these guys quick, we're going to be chasing them all night because no one plays whack the mole better than Tampa. Trust me.
It used to be called Bang the Beaver, if you remember that.
Well, we can't
back
say
in the
that.
CNE days.
That's something else from
talk
high
to us
school.
About,
What's
talk
that?
To us, no, of course. Talk to us a little bit about the defensive core for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Riley signed a big ticket. Obviously, Muzzin has not been the Muzzin of old. I think Dermott's out tonight, blocked a shot. What do you see from this defensive core?
Muzzin's got to need one of those walkers soon. I see the defensive core. Like, we've got some young guys on our D that could be really good. And I think that but they lead by example. So why run a 100-meter race in 10 if you can run it in 14 like the two guys that are showing you how to play? So, when Coffey was on the ice, the guys around him, it was like 3M. He made everybody better. When Riley's on the ice, he isn't 3M. He's good, but he isn't a $60 million defenseman in my eyes. So they really don't have anything to look up for. So what they got to do is they got to go watch tape of real defensemen. And they watch that tape and they say, okay, I got to do this. But it's tough when that defenseman's not beside you, whipping by you. Like, you take our defenseman, put Riley aside for a second, and then you got Connor McDavid coming down on Muzzin. Oh, my God. Everybody on the bench is like three blind monkeys, like they're all hiding because they know it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah. Hey, but now Jordan, of course, doing some great research right now, just putting up here. Dubas had said Dermott and Hall are available for a trade. Your thoughts
good.
On that?
What are they going to get? They couldn't even get Eichel's jock for those two. So I don't know what they're going to get for Hall and McDermott.
All right.
It sounds like a TV show. Hill Street Blues. Hall and Oates. Hall and Dermott. It's the next Copper show. Let's go, guys. Who's under arrest? 5-0. 5-0.
Bring the songs up to Drake, for God's sakes.
Okay, I don't listen to Drake. Everything I listen to is like CCR, and you know how it works.
Before I ask you about the Eichel trade, I want to go and just do some comparisons here. When you look at the penalty killing and you look at the power play, they're basically even. The Toronto Maple Leafs power play is firing in better than the Tampa Bay. Is tonight a game through the obviously specialty teams, or is it their offense versus our offense?
Specialty teams are going to have a big thing tonight because we got to stay out of the box. That's the last thing we want to do is get into a game of penalties with Tampa. But I think it's going to be our best line against their best line. Our secondary scoring, like you say, in bunting, is going to have to be on the top. So playing the best. And I think that if we can match them out of the first period with a lead, then we got Tampa on the ropes chasing us. And that's the best you can, that'll be the best scenario that you can be, is having them chasing us. Just a little little picture for you guys. There's Lucky there back in the day. Can you see that with Led Zeppelin? Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's the music, buddy. That's the music. Anyways, back to normal.
You're way too old for us.
Okay, I am.
Hey, give us your prediction for tonight.
Do you want my Leaf prediction or my heart prediction?
Your heart prediction.
4-2 Tampa.
All right. Thank you. Hey, listen, as I let you go, who won the Eichel trade right now? Straight up.
Eichel. Eichel won the trade, and I think Vegas robbed them. I can't believe, and I'm honest with you, I cannot believe they didn't take the Tkachuk deal.
No, but you got don't forget, Alex Tuch is not a bad hockey player.
He's not a bad hockey player, but he isn't Matthew Tkachuk.
He's a 25-goal scorer.
What's a 25-goal scorer when you can add? What's Tkachuk?
They only had one, but they only had $1 million in their cap space.
I understand. What's Tkachuk though? What's Tkachuk worth?
He wasn't available. He's not. There's no way Calgary would have got rid of Tkachuk.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. When they say Tkachuk, Jordan there before the show, I don't know if he was burning something next to that fire and flower place down there. But when he said Tkachuk was part of the trade, I thought there's no way. If Tkachuk was part of that trade, I can guarantee you Eichel's going to Calgary.
Hey, listen, the agent's calling. Chuck Bassey's shaking his head. He thinks you're crazy.
I am
thank you for
crazy. I'm on
joining
your
us.
show
We'll
for
see you next
free.
week.
Of course I'm
All right,
crazy.
buddy. Hey, we'll see you next week, buddy.
Listen, my agent's going to call you. We got to talk about a fee here. Let's go. Anyways, listen, I look forward to next weekend.
You got it.
We got some prizes.
13, you're coming, buddy. Love it. Catch ya. The Lucky Meister. Listen, he bleeds blue and white, so it's 4-2 Tampa. Figure that one out. He bleeds blue and white. Listen, we're really lucky. We've got, obviously, Lucky talking about his Leafs. And now, at the Scotiabank Centre, we have our roving reporter, the man that knows it all about the hockey news, Stephen Ellis.
Hey, Gouche, how you doing?
I love the mask.
Yeah, it's definitely required here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Is it loud?
A little bit, I'd say, yeah. We've got the pregame stuff going on, so it's a little loud.
Yeah. All right, what's the atmosphere like? I just had Lucky on. You know, he bleeds blue and white, and he automatically went right to the juggler and said 4-2 Tampa. These are two teams, obviously, that have 3-game winning streaks, and obviously the Toronto Maple Leafs coming off that 4-0 win, and Jack Campbell looked good. What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
It's always easy to say the team that's kind of favored in the standings, and the Tampa Bay is definitely the better team on paper. But if we're going by just when I've been at games, I've never seen the Leafs beat Tampa Bay when I've seen these two teams play in person. So just going to say that's kind of Tampa's thing there. So the Leafs need to play a very strong defensive game. Obviously, that's not been their strength the last few games. They played well against Vegas, but Vegas did not play well themselves. So they need to play a full, complete effort here. It sounds easy enough or simple enough, but you got a Tampa Bay team just got so much speed, skill, and grit, and good goaltending. Doesn't matter who's in net. So Tampa's a tough team to beat.
Well, we're here at the bottom line. It's our first pregame show. We're going to be doing lots of these once we get our full setup. I know it's loud. I'm having a tough time hearing you, but I want to talk to you about the Bunting story. Michael Bunting is one of those surprises, and everybody in Toronto is talking about it. What are your thoughts on this young man playing in Toronto at his home and performing a very difficult task, and he's doing a great job?
Yeah, I think he's been playing. Is this better? Can you hear me okay?
I hear you good.
Okay. This is something where he was a great addition. He was cheap, didn't cost him a lot of money, and he had lots to prove. He had a really good rookie season, but he didn't have a big, long career playing. Obviously, he's still technically a rookie, which is weird. He's been a pro for a while. This is a great opportunity for him. He knows that, and he's not been a disappointment. He's good around the net. He's good shooting. He's kind of just he's not Zach Hyman. He's not a replacement for Zach Hyman. But he's kind of getting the offense that you wanted Nick Ritchie to get. And I think that's important. When you're not getting guys like Matthews and Marner scoring every night, you need guys like Bunting to come up big, and he's playing really well.
Now, I know this is a pregame show for the Toronto Maple Leaf Tampa Bay. I'm going to leave Eichel trade at the end and the Tkachuk story. I want to hear from you. I want to wave to Wayne. Wayne's behind the bar. The place is absolutely jammed here. Don't forget to come down to the bottom line, 22 Front Street. We're going to be doing this every
I walked by you. I walked by, and I was waving to you. You didn't see, but I walked by on my way to the arena today.
Way too busy here. I had to serve some dinners. It's so busy. Hey, listen, let's continue on with the Toronto Tampa Bay game tonight. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, these are two teams that are leading in the pack for them as far as having 3 wins behind them. What does this mean for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Obviously, they got off to a slow start. Now they've had 3 wins in a row. This is a real true test. Let's face it, they had Detroit, Chicago. The biggest game is an excellent game by the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's so early in the season. Does this game mean as much? Can they set the tone for a long winning streak if they beat Tampa Bay?
This will give them the momentum they need. Going out there beating a team like the Lightning that are so tough, obviously, we know how good they could be. Beating them is big. Going out there beating Chicago is you know what? That's one thing. They didn't play that well against Chicago. But they're starting to get the momentum back. Being Vegas, yeah, depleted, but still you're beating a team that we expect to be Stanley Cup contenders by the end of the season. So if you go out there and beat Tampa Bay, you know, you've got the momentum you need. And Boston's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough few games coming up. So no matter what, it's going to be a tough little schedule. But I think if they can come out here tonight, they're going to be in a good spot.
All right, listen, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you're really busy. You got a lot of reporting to do for the hockey news. We love reading your stories and listening what you're doing for the hockey news. I know we're going to have the studio set up in a month time. I'm looking forward to that. But I got to ask you right now, you got to give us a prediction. Do you think Tampa Bay's got the opportunity to come here in Toronto and defeat this team that's on a little bit of a roll?
I say yes. I think they're going to win this one 3-2. It's going to be a close game, and I think it's going to be 2-2 up until late in the third. That's my guess.
But you know what? I'm going to go against that. I'm actually tonight picking the Toronto Maple Leafs. Marner looks good. Matthews looks good. And I believe that Jack Campbell will show that he's a top-line goaltender. And I'm going to say 4-2. Oh, and I got Chuck laughing in the background. Okay, as I let you go, I want to hear your thoughts. Trade that just happened. Breaking news. I know Jordan's really sad that Eichel has gone to the Vegas Golden Knights. Talk to us about the trade really quickly, and then add to that. Tell me who you think has won it immediately, and what you think goes long term.
Well, I'll first say that I know there's been a lot of talk about Tkachuk being involved in the trade. From everything I've been told, everything that's been reported, Tkachuk was never involved. That was an inaccurate report. So, obviously, if that was the case, you take that. But I think in this case, Buffalo gets rid of somebody that didn't want to be there and was broken goods, and you needed to move on. But Vegas is a guy that could be a superstar forward on a team that still has a couple years left to Stanley Cup contention. I'm going to Vegas in this one, being the number one, the winning team. I hate saying winning teams on the day of a trade when no one's played and most of the guys are not going to play for a while. But I got to say that I think that was a big trade for Vegas. I think they're going to score big here.
But listen, this is a Buffalo team that needs a little bit of veteran experience. Obviously, Alex Tuck has, scored 18 goals last year. He's had years where he's had 20. He's a 25-goal scorer. You don't get them every day. So I think the Buffalo Sabres have got a very formidable forward that can go in that lineup, and they're playing very well. And I think he will complement that team. And I think the saga of Eichel gone is going to be a positive for the Buffalo Sabres. Right now, I'm calling that the Buffalo Sabres, because they have two players that can actually play right now, have won this trade, but we'll see what happens over the next 12 months.
Yeah, again, it's still early. Tuck's hurt. Eichel's hurt. It's going to be, and we got Krebs going to the AHL. It's going to be a while until we see these guys and what they can do. So I think it's almost a good thing.
All right, Stephen Ellis, thank you for reporting for us at the Scotiabank Centre. Look forward to seeing you next week at the Hockey News. Thank you, Stephen Ellis.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gouche.
All right, buddy. Hey, what a great show. We predicted 4-2 Tampa Bay, and of course, Stephen Ellis 3-2 for Tampa Bay. I'm going out on a limb. I honestly, that I want the Toronto Maple Leafs to be successful, and I know all these people. I can tell you, I've seen at least 25 Toronto Maple Leaf jersey, but right there, I see a Stamkos jersey up at the bar. So I think this is going to be an electric atmosphere, and I do believe it's going to be a great game, and I'm going to be sitting here watching it. Come on down to Front Street 22. You can get a chance to be involved with the Gouche Live at the bottom line. I want to thank the Hockey News and, of course, Sports Illustrated and those great people at Fired Up Network. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Gouche Live with your host, Kerry Goulet, better known as The Gouche, brought to you by the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated.